Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Kosuke again. I went to Irish rock and roll museum experience. I was very satisfied with the content, which was more fulfilling than I expected. Anyway, enjoy the video.
Absolutely. If you could, would you count this for me, Riley?
Sorry, again? What?
Would you count this for me?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you very much. I'll go with the rest of the stuff. That's the only if you want to. Ireland has lifted the mat policy. So you're very welcome to Temporary rehearsal.
I can't sing a tune.
That's
Sorry.
okay. Neither can I. That's why I just put my headphones on when I sing sometimes, so I can't hear myself.
Those are some nice guitars.
Absolutely. As many as 100 bands come through the halls here every single week.
Really?
Now come on up to me. I don't want to hear the surprises yet. Let me ask you a few questions.
Sure.
He's like you too.
Oh yes.
Right on. Now, how about the band Thin Lizzy? Do you
Yeah.
like Thin Lizzy?
Yep.
Woo-hoo-hoo! And one more question. Are either of you musicians?
No.
That's okay. Would you like to play a little bit of drums today?
No.
Maybe a little bit? Oh, have you ever heard of Van Morrison?
Oh yes.
Do you like Van?
Uh-huh.
How about you? Do you
Yeah.
like? Van is the man. Now, Van, Irish Celtic music really turned into Irish rock and roll music with Van Morrison. He didn't like the type of music that other people liked. He liked music with a really good riff. Music people had never really heard of before. And one of his favourite musicians was a guy called Leadbelly from the States.
Oh really?
Absolutely. He went over to the States and he brought that sound with him home here to Ireland. Van is also the only Irish artist ever asked to play Woodstock alongside Mr. Jimi Hendrix.
Oh wow.
Now, when Jimmy got down off the stage, an interviewer once approached him and said to him, "What is it like to be the greatest guitar player on the planet?" To which Jimmy replied and said, "I don't know, ask
Van Morrison.
Rory Gallagher."
Rory Gallagher.
Have you heard of
Yes,
Rory
oh
before?
yes, yes.
Woo-hoo-hoo. How about you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this, folks. Do you believe in destiny?
Mm-hmm.
Even a little bit. On this tour today, I'm going to convince you that destiny is very, very much real. Rory, he was born in County Donegal here in Ireland, and the hospital that he was born in, it was called the Rock Hospital.
Oh really?
There you go.
Wow.
Destiny working at its finest.
Wow.
Brian May of Queen is also a very big fan of Rory
I was
Gallagher.
gonna say yes, he talks about him in his documentary a lot.
Absolutely. Now, when Brian was very young, he got to go to one of Rory's gigs. And he was even luckier to meet with Rory. And when he met with him, he asked him, "What can I do to make my guitar sound like your guitar?" So Rory sat down with Brian for over an hour. He went through absolutely everything with him. He told him what equipment he needed and what guitar he needed. So Brian May credits the sound of Queen to this
To
man
Rory
right
Gallagher,
here.
Yeah.
That's even more of a reason to love Rory. Then we have the holy grail of music,
Thin Lizzy.
Thin Lizzy. I could talk to you all day about this band, but at the very end of this tour, we have an entire room dedicated to Thin
Thin
Lizzy.
Lizzy, really?
So I'm going to leave you in suspense just for a little while. But I'll be talking to you a lot about the lead singer of this band, Mr. Phil Lynott, because he's the coolest Irish man that has ever lived. And I want to make you super mega fans of Thin Lizzy. And we even leave Gary Moore to the Tin Lizzy room as well, folks. He's a very good friend of Phil, and he also did a little stint in Tin Lizzy as well for a while. Have you heard of the Boomtown
yes.
Rats?
I used to be a punker when I was younger.
Really?
Yes, believe it or not.
Hey. What was your favourite punk music?
I used to listen to Sex Pistols and Battered Wives and
What a band. Even at the end of this tour as well, we have Johnny Rotten's Jack. You're from the Sex Pistols.
Oh.
Yeah. Probably one of their most famous songs is I Don't Like Mondays.
Yes.
Do we know who the lead singer of this band is?
No.
There's a chappie called Bob Geldof.
Geldof, that's it, yes.
He put on that very famous concert,
Feed
Live
the World.
Aid,
Yeah.
exactly, which raised millions of pounds for famine relief. He also co-wrote a song with a man called Midjor, and that song was called Do They Know It's Christmas,
Yes.
which raised more money for famine relief. He got Band-Aid together. Now, Bob, he was very crafty when he was putting on this gig. He told the different musicians that this one is playing and that one is playing and why they needed to be involved. He pulled on their heartstrings. Bob Geldof basically guilt-tripped all of these musicians into playing the greatest gig in history.
Yeah, and it was the
Go
last
on,
minute
Bob.
where Queen decided to do it, wasn't it?
Exactly. Freddie wasn't in the best of health at all.
No,
and he
and
still
then
did it.
they were saying like, you don't do this and you gotta do this, and it was the last minute they decided to do it, and they were the best part of the whole
They
show.
really were.
Yeah.
They blew the roof off the place.
Yeah.
It was just unbelievable. I'm nearly sure you've heard of the Cranberries before.
Oh yes.
Now, the lead singer of this band, a very feisty Irish lady, her name's Dolores O'Riordan.
She died though, right?
She did. Unfortunately, our Dolores passed away on us in more recent years. She suffered with mental health issues. She had a little bit too much to drink one night and she fell asleep in the bath. But Dolores left behind her an absolute legacy of music that is known the
She's
world
got a
over.
voice.
Songs like Zombie and Linger. Her voice was hauntingly Irish. That's what I always call it. Now, the Cranberries would have used our rehearsal rooms back in the day for both practicing their music and for parties.
Oh yeah.
So we'll be checking them out in a little while as well. Have you heard of Sinead before?
Yeah, you don't hear of her anymore though.
No, she suffered through a great tragedy very, very recently.
Oh.
Would you like to know? It might be a bit dark for this hour of the morning.
That's alright.
So her son, Shane, he suffered also with mental health issues and he was put into hospital and he was put under care and watch of the hospital, and basically he escaped and he took his own life.
Oh.
So she
That's
had
too
lots
bad.
of upcoming concerts and stuff like that, but she had
cancelled.
just cancelled
Yeah,
absolutely
it's like, I don't
everything.
hear much of her anymore.
Yeah. Horribly dark for this hour of the morning.
Yeah.
But now Sinead, she's another infamous Irish lady. Very, very feisty, but eccentric Irish lady. She once got up onto the stage during one of her gigs. She had a picture of the Pope and she ripped it in half.
Yes.
That's our Sinead. She does stuff like that.
Oh, and then when she shaved her head.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just shocked the hell out of everybody.
She was gorgeous with her long blonde hair.
And then she
but
came out with it thing.
she says, I don't
She
need
was
me
making
hair.
a point.
Exactly, and she stuck like that, and she still looks fabulous like
yeah.
that as well.
Yeah.
Now, one of her most famous songs is Nothing Compares to You, which was written by Prince, but Sinead's voice sings absolutely beautifully. Now, when Sinead asked for permission from Prince to use this song, Prince was more than gracious to let her use it, but he wanted to meet with Sinead, and as Prince is a very, very conservative man, he asked Sinead to be on her best behaviour, to use absolutely no foul language whatsoever. And do you know what Sinead's response was?
F you.
Exactly. That's exactly it. Have you heard of Enya before?
No.
Do you know that song? Sail away,
Okay,
sail
is that
away. You'll also know some of her music as well from movies like Lord of the Rings, particularly around scenes with the elves. You'll hear Enya. She has sold over 65 million copies worldwide, and she's the only Irish artist that does not gig. She also lives in a castle just outside Dublin, in a little place called Killiney. Guess who Enya's next door neighbour is?
Who?
Bono.
Oh, it is. Well, that's a nice neighbour.
Huh?
That's a nice neighbour to have.
I know, imagine being neighbours with Bono. Deadly. Have you heard of Imelda May before? Oh my God, it's good to be alive. She is a multi-instrumentalist. She can sing, she can play the guitar, she can play the baron, that is an Irish drum. She is a one-woman show and she has been compared to other artists such as Billie Holiday. And folks, we have the Irish punk scene.
The undertones.
The Undertones, hailing from Derry in Northern Ireland. One of their most famous songs is Teenage Kicks.
Yeah.
It's been in a lot of TV shows and in a lot of movies. It is a get up and go song.
A lot of the Irish punk came from Northern Ireland.
They did, absolutely. Now, this band right here, I am dying to talk to you about the Pogues.
The Pogues, I've heard of them.
No, the lead singer of this band is a man called Shane MacGowan. And probably the most Irish thing about this band is they're all from England. They formed over there. Now, the Pogues, they originally wanted to call themselves Pogue Mahone. Now, Pogue Mahone in Irish translates Kiss My Arse. So they had to go with something that was a little bit more PG. They settled with the Pogues, which means the Kisses. And this album right here, folks, this is Celtic punk music at its finest.
Is it really?
Oh, the title of the album says it all. Rum, Sodomy and the Lash. Listening to this album from start to finish will make you want to fight. It's just one of those albums. Now, have you ever heard of Elvis Costello before?
Oh yeah.
So, Elvis Costello once approached Shane MacGowan and he said to him, I bet you can't write a Christmas song. To which Shane said, I bet I can. And he feckin' did. He wrote the greatest Christmas song on the planet, Fairy Tale of New York. Just for the month of December alone, folks. When that song is played on the radio, Shane brings home a royalty check for €500,000.
Wow.
Just for that
Just
one
one
song,
song.
month of December.
Played
That's
in-
crazy.
Yeah.
So what's the lesson that we learned from this one?
Don't judge a book by its cover.
Or, if we want to be rock stars, we write a Christmas song. And we get started on one rehearsals today. We get those royalty checks coming in. How's that sound?
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
great if you could sing.
Yeah. So we'll drown out our singing with the drums. Now, you're more than welcome to go nuts and take pictures of absolutely everything you see in rehearsals today. We're going to be moving on to our next spot on the tour. But before we move down there, I should say this. I bet when you woke up this morning, you didn't think you were going to see Michael Jackson's pyjamas.
No, not in Ireland.
So that is exactly what is about to happen.
Oh.
So prepare yourselves and follow me on down and we'll have a little
They
look.
probably got elephants on them, do they?
There's suns and moons on
Oh,
them.
suns and moons.
Surprise! In all of their glory.
Now, why would they have them here?
It's a very good question. It's an incredibly strange and unusual thing to have the King of Pop's pajamas in an Irish Rock and Roll Museum. But there is a reason for this. My boss man right here, his name's Paddy. Paddy is the reason why they're here. He owns a recording studio in County Westmeath called Grouse Lodge Recording Studios. Now, lots of famous people over the years have recorded there. Muse, Snow Patrol, the Manic Street Preachers, Tom Jones, you name it, they've recorded there. Even Michael, when he came here to Ireland in 2006, he stayed in Grouse Lodge and made music there. Now, he was only originally supposed to stay here in Ireland for 2 weeks, and he loved it here so much, he decided to stay here with us for 8 months.
Wow.
He even brought his family over here to live with them. Now, Michael went one step further than that again. He even bought a property just next door to Grouse Lodge. He was planning on living here in Ireland indefinitely. Now, some of the reasons why Michael loved it here in Ireland. Reason one, we've absolutely zero paparazzi, so he's free to live his life out of the public eye. And the second reason, us Irish, we really couldn't give a flying feck
What
if you're
his lifestyle was, yeah.
if you're famous or not. And he also loved that too. But we often say on this tour as well, those that burn the brightest, they don't always stay with us the longest. Michael unfortunately passed away before he could move into his home next to Grouse Lodge. But before he did, when he was staying with my boss man, Paddy, very, very much wanted to ask Michael for a little token, a little piece of memorabilia for the museum. But he didn't just want to outright ask him. He wanted to pick the right moment. And one morning when Paddy was in the kitchen making breakfast, Michael walked in and he thought, this is my shot, this is my chance, I'm going to take it. And he asked him the question and he was met with dead silence. And at this point, my boss man was getting very, very nervous. More and more time had gone on and still nothing. Michael was outright ignoring him. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Michael got up from the kitchen table and he walked over to Paddy and he simply said to him, I like your pyjamas, let's swap. And, and that's exactly what they did.
That's a cool story.
The two of them swapped pyjamas and they went about eating breakfast together. Now, I think that we can all agree here that this is a perfectly normal thing for two grown men to do.
Yeah, why not?
Totally normal.
So his house is open to the public now?
No.
When he bought?
No.
Did
And
he?
as far as I know, the music that he's made there as well, it's still not gone public yet
Really?
either.
Wow.
There's a lot of legal mumbo jumbo and stuff happening
Oh,
there.
yeah.
But that's how we ended up at Michael Jackson's Jimmy Jams. There's also one other thing I've learned about these recently. They are Italian silk.
Oh.
Only the finest for Michael.
Oh, of course.
Oh, Michael also gave Paddy this. It's his touring
Word
jacket
tour.
from the very last time the Jackson 5 ever toured together. It was the Victory World Tour in 1984, so it's really cool to have this
I
as
bet you
well.
that's worth a fortune.
Absolutely. You'll also see this little gem just above it, this keyboard.
Uh-huh.
This would have been in Michael's bedroom. He would have
Oh,
played
yeah.
music and recorded music off of this. And his kids also love to play music on it too.
Yeah.
There's two features that stand out the most. You'll see in the middle of the keyboard,
Is a
two
space.
of the keys are missing.
Uh-huh.
And you'll also see at the very end of the keyboard, the last few keys are absolutely covered in crayon
That's his kids.
from his kids drawing all over it.
Oh, yeah.
So the king of pop, but still very, very much a loving daddy to his kids too. It's a beautiful little feature. And if you want, folks, get all the schnapps that you like.
Yeah.
But if not, in the famous words of the Ramones, hey, oh,
Let's
let's
go.
go. We'll say hi to Bono.
Wow.
You're gonna love this room. Now, it is customary that when we come into the U2 room, we say hi to Bono. Otherwise, it's bad luck for the rest of the day.
Hello, Bono.
Hi, Bono. Now,
Wow.
what is our favourite U2 song? If we had to pick one.
Sunday, Bloody Sunday.
Absolutely. Belle Durba tune. I think my favourite one would be The Sweetest Thing.
Yeah, that's a
Oh,
good one.
the sweetest thing.
I think all of them are good. I don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
they have a bad song.
No, all their albums are fantastic.
And they're very proud Irish.
Absolutely. What about you? What's your favourite U2 song? Hey.
With or without you.
Oh yeah, with or without you. What a tune. I love that one. Now, U2, they really are Ireland's most successful band. And the lads themselves, in this country, they're really not given enough credit for what they do. They help a lot of people. Bono himself, he's been nominated for Grammys and the
Yeah.
Nobel Peace Prize. But for them, it all starts in 1976. Larry Mullen, the drummer, he went into a school, Mount Temple Comprehensive, and he put up a little note on the school notice board advertising for people to join his band. Now, a few days later, 3 people answered that call, and it was Paul, Adam and David. Larry finally had his band. Now, he originally wanted to call the band something that was a little bit different. Are you ready for this one? Larry wanted to call the band the Larry Mullen Junior Band. But of course, when the lads heard this in the first place, they were like, no, not happening. So they settled on the name Feedback for a while, and they practiced, they played, and they rehearsed under that name. Then they became the Hype. With that name, it still wasn't them either. So Bono asked a mutual friend of a friend, a fellow classmate, to come up with a few different names for the band, and his buddy wrote down 7 names on a piece of paper. The 4 lads stood over this piece of paper, and there was one name that stood out above all the rest. U2. And this name has followed them for 46 years and made them absolutely super mega stars. They're also a band that have been together that long that are all original members.
Yeah, they've never, nobody's ever left.
No, never. Now, one of the reasons why the lads have been together for so long, they share absolutely everything equally. If you were to look up a U2 song online, you won't see the name Paul Houston underneath, you won't see Adam Clayton,
See all of them?
just U2.
Oh, just you two.
And not only are the walls in this room absolutely steeped in U2's history, but they've made history within these walls.
They
Before
practiced here.
They did indeed. Before they got very famous, this is the room they used to practice in.
Wow.
Was Feedback and the Hype.
Cool.
3 generations of Houstons have been through the halls here at Temple
And
Inn.
they're all very, very active in other things as well.
Absolutely.
Like famine and all that kind of stuff.
Even in Ukraine, the lads played a little concert in
I heard
Ukraine
that,
as
yeah,
well.
one of the awards. Yeah.
Trying to bring peace and love wherever they can. They're a good bunch of dudes. They really are.
Yeah, they're very down to earth. I've seen
Yeah.
documentaries on them. They're just, they're normal, as you would say.
Absolutely.
This is cool.
I'm delighted you like it. Now, for you two as well, it all starts when this album came out, War. War gave them success and everybody knew you two after this album came out. Then after War, it was Under a Blood Red Sky. This made them even bigger. But the album, when it hit the airwaves, it spread like absolute wildfire. The Joshua Tree
Yes.
sold over 25 million copies worldwide. U2 was everyone's favourite band after this album came out.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful album.
Like I said, I don't think they have a bad song.
They don't. Now, have you any questions? Would you like to know?
Does he still live in Ireland, Thomas?
He does indeed, and so does The Edge. They have a hotel just down the road. It's called the Clarence Hotel.
Oh, yeah.
If you're ever looking to see the lads, from time to time you will see them walking through there.
The Clarence Hotel?
The Clarence Hotel, just about 5-minute walk up the road.
Wow.
Now,
Yeah, and they're not stuffy people. You
No.
know, if like you walked up and hey, how's it going, right? And it's like, don't touch me, or
Right,
you know,
it's
stay
like,
away
yeah.
from me, like security guards.
we met Bono a couple of weeks ago. He came in for a little visit.
Oh,
I'll
to
show
check
you
out
a
his
picture.
old studio.
He did indeed. They do it from time to time. A lot of the stuff that you see on the walls has been given to us by the lads themselves over the years. And they do come by from time to time to check on it to make sure it's all still here. Let me see if I can actually work my own phone. The struggle. It's very real sometimes, let's say. There we go. Hang on. Where is he? There he is.
Oh, right on.
I know.
Well, that's what I mean. He's so like, he's not stuffy. Like,
There
got
was
security guards around him that you can't be normal with them.
There was about
So that's
50
cool.
There was about 50 people surrounding him, and he took the phones off all of them, and he was taking selfies with them. That's one thing I learned about the man. He loves selfies.
Yes,
And he's such a nice guy.
that's cool.
Now, would you like to go and check out a little movie?
Yes.
Let's do it. Now, have you any questions or anything? Are you okay?
Nope.
Perfect. So, the little mini movie you're about to see, it's 10 minutes of Irish music. Yeah!
That was interesting.
Woohoo! So, you like the movie?
Mm-hmm.
Right on. Did you see any musicians you didn't think were Irish?
The script.
Really?
Yes.
Ah, the lads are Irish.
Yes.
They're very, very Dublin. Anybody else?
All I can think of right off the bat. Yeah, I didn't know. I thought they were Scottish.
You'd be very surprised who you might find are Irish. A lot of folks are always very surprised as well when they find out Snow Patrol are Irish too.
Yeah, I don't really know them, but
They're another very, very good band. There's also a lot of musicians that are around now, new and upcoming, that should be in this movie. So we need to update this big time.
well, you'd be doing that all the time, right?
Absolutely. Would you like to head over to one of the rehearsal rooms and see what they
Sure.
look like? Let's do it. And did you find that chair comfy? It's my all-time favourite seat
Oh, yeah.
ever. Wow. Check out this place.
This is the rehearsal room.
Exactly. It's for
big.
rooms like this, the artists that you see on the walls, this is where they make all the mistakes. They don't want you to hear before they get really, really good and they make their albums. Now, from rooms like this, with a lot of hard work and a little bit of luck, you can end up in our recording studio just across the way. In our gig venue upstairs, the Button Factory.
Oh, that's what I was reading upstairs. Yeah, about the factory.
There.
They play some live music.
They do indeed, all the time.
So this is obviously soundproof and everything.
Absolutely. So when we have the doors closed, you can't hear absolutely anything. Would you like to come up and try one of the instruments?
No, I'm good. Now, do they have to prove that they've got music to be able to come in here, or can
No.
they just come in here and say, "We want you to hear us"?
No, people come in here, new and upcoming bands, like, how do I put this? They'll come in with their guitars and their instruments. We always provide the amps and the drum kits, but they can rent a room in here for 50 to 60 euros for anywhere up to 4 to 5 hours.
That's not
And they
bad.
can actually, it's brilliant.
Mhm.
So, you've so many different types of music. You can hear rock, pop, rap, beatboxing.
Wow.
And even nowadays, the rooms are used for more than just music. You can find dance classes, live drawing classes, Zumba classes, absolutely anything down here in Temple Lane.
Wow. And that's the thing. It only takes one person to hear you, right?
Exactly.
And away you go.
Exactly. Well, a lot of hard work. And
Yeah,
a little bit of luck.
Yeah. A lot of connections.
Exactly.
But yeah, the right person hears you at the right time, and you could be famous.
If it's meant to be, it'll be.
Mhm.
Or would you like to head over to the recording studio?
Sure.
Yeah.
Or would you like to try some of the instruments on the stage? You're more than welcome to if you want.
Hey, can I try?
Absolutely. If you want to. Do you want me to hold this for you?
Yeah.
Do you need a guitar pick?
I have my own pick.
Ah ha ha, you come prepared. Yeah! That was incredible! Phil Lynott would be so proud. The unofficial Irish national anthem. Whiskey in the jar. Ah! Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for that.
Yeah.
That has made my morning.
That was good. You're very good.
Thank you.
How long have you been playing?
More than 15 years.
Oh,
And I already did trying like busking, like yesterday. Grofan 3.
you were playing up there, were you?
Yeah, that. And also, I'm gonna try jam session tonight.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You find them all over Ireland. So
Yeah.
you go into pubs and stuff.
Yeah.
We were at the Brazen Head, and it was more Irish Celtic music, but they were just all jamming. Everybody coming in with guitars and drums.
People that don't even know each other, they'll
Yeah.
come in and start jamming together. There's a great place you could try. It's called the Celtic on Talbot Street. There's loads of trad sessions on in there. They're incredible. Oh, I can't believe Pin Lizzy. Oh! You played it so clearly as well. Everything about it. Oh! Now you should start playing some music now. The three of us should try and
I don't know.
we'll find a trad session. All of us a bunk off work.
I can go ba-doom ba-doom. That's what I do.
Like the effort is made. Actually, I'll doors there, he got up onto the stage and he started singing. And the people on the streets of Temple Bar could hear it sounded like David Bowie. So of course they walked towards that sound and they looked in here and lo and behold, the man himself was up on that stage singing his heart out. Now in the venue, we can fit in anywhere between 500 to 800 people.
In here?
In here, we have
No.
got, and if we know we could kind of squeeze, we can fit in about 1,000. We've got a bar upstairs, we've got a bar downstairs.
Wow.
And then from behind that desk right there, we also have a sound engineering college. So folks will learn how to work the lights, work the sound, absolutely everything for the production of a gig.
Wow. Cool.
And if you want, now is the perfect opportunity to get up onto the stage and get a picture.
There you go. Could be your album cover.
Yeah, exactly.
Featuring at the Button Factory.
And yeah, your career started here. And when you get famous, don't forget about all Becks and bring me one of your guitars. We can put you on the wall and we can talk about you on tour.
This is cool.
It's wonderful. It's always a great nightlife in here as well. So keep your eyes peeled for gigs or DJs or anything in here. You're guaranteed to have a wonderful night in the Button Factory.
Maybe next time I come.
Absolutely.
I'm leaving tomorrow.
Oh, you're going home.
No, I'm actually off to Florida.
Oh, my favourite part of Ireland, you lucky duck.
And then I'm off to Dingle after that.
There's a place out in Dingle, it's called Coominole Beach. It is the most beautiful spot in the whole world.
Is it?
To me. It is my idea of paradise. Just that place. Make sure you go there. You'll see exactly why.
Okay.
It doesn't even look like you're in Ireland when you're there. I'm so jealous. Would you folks like to head over to the recording studio now?
Sure.
We'll go over and visit Phil. Let's do it. I haven't been to Coominole Beach in about 2017, 18, 19, 25 years.
Oh, really?
You're very welcome to Temple Inn Recording Studios. Lots of famous people have passed through the halls here over the years. Everyone from Rihanna, Eminem, Jamie Foxx, the Black Eyed Peas, Johnny Rotten's Jack, I told you. Now before we head up, there's one thing here I want to show you. You see these machines right here, the reel-to-reels. This is how music used to be recorded before digital came on. These machines right here left absolutely no time for mistakes. The reels on top of them were incredibly delicate, they were super expensive and very flammable. So the utmost care had to be taken when recording on these machines. A reel on top could only hold about 12 minutes of music.
Wow.
So that could be 3 songs or Bohemian Rhapsody played twice on one of these reels. So we'll head on up to Apollo Studios. Might even have a little look-see at Johnny Rotten's jacket. So cool.
Oh, yeah.
The Sex Pistols wanted anarchy, they wanted chaos, and they wanted mayhem, and everything from their song titles to their album titles. They wanted to be banned and they wanted to be underground. It's exactly what they got. This album right here, it is the only album that the Sex Pistols ever produced, and from start to finish it is punk gold.
I have that.
Dear, would you agree? Punk gold. Have you heard it before?
Yeah.
It's so cool. I'd love to try on that jacket one of these days.
That's worth a fortune too.
Absolutely. You're waiting till you see this room. They're going to fall in love. Now.
Oh, wow.
Hallelujah.
Little Lizzy room.
Morning, Phil. A beautiful man. Isn't he gorgeous?
You know what? He's not you didn't know he was Irish, you wouldn't think he was Irish.
No.
He's not your typical Irish-looking guy.
He's not. And what Phil used to always say was he was the first person to be black, Irish and famous. That was one of his favourite sayings. Now, probably the one thing that stands out the most in this room is this desk right here. And if you want, you're more than welcome to take a seat and sit down with me at the desk.
Now, did he used to come here and record as well? Lizzy?
No, unfortunately he would have passed away before he could have recorded here. Now the reason why we have all of this stuff is because of his mother, Philomena. She's just in a picture right there.
Okay.
Before Philomena passed away, she entrusted all of this stuff to us under the condition that we never ever separate it. We keep it safe, and we pass on the stories that she told us about her boy Phil to keep his spirit alive and to hopefully make you laugh a little bit. So we have his guitars, we have his bass guitars, we have his jukebox, and his report card from school. Now, our Phil, he really was the coolest Irishman that has ever lived, to ever grace the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He was full of style, charisma and vibrance. He was a poet, a romantic, a gentleman, an outlaw, all of the above. And he was very, very quick-witted. He had an answer for absolutely everything. He was actually once asked by somebody interviewing him, what was it like to be a black Irishman? And do you know what Phil's response was? It's like being like a pint of Guinness.
But Guinness is red.
You know, the black and the white.
Yeah.
But now for Thin Lizzy, it all starts with this album here. This is the Jailbird album. Thin Lizzy brought out so many albums before this one, but this album was the one that made them hit the big time. And if it wasn't for this band, Thin Lizzy, they paved the way for so many Irish musicians going over to the States. Bands like U2 wouldn't have made it if it wasn't for these guys. They have influenced bands from all over the world. Bands like Metallica, who've even covered Phil's song Whiskey in the Jar, which we sang earlier on. Yeah. And if you like that, it would have been wrote off of this beautiful guitar in the middle of the room, the Red Gibson.
Oh, there you go.
The riff for Jailbreak off of this guitar as well. And do you know that song Dancing in the Moonlight? He wrote the bass riff off of this Fender Precision right here. This is also the bass off the cover of the Live and Dangerous album over there. Now, I'll even show you something. The jukebox, the White Gretsch, and his Ivan 64 technology at its finest. This is loaded up with original Thin Lizzy 45s, all first pressings, all fills. Now, we have managed to get this working a few times, although the technology is very, very old, tends to shut down on us quite quickly. But we have figured out the song that Phil's listened to the most in his jukebox. And it's a song that he wrote for his little girl Sarah. It is most worn down of all the 45s inside of the jukebox.
What's it called?
Sarah. And you'd even see Phil's handwriting on the front of it.
Oh, yeah.
It's wonderful. Now, I have a little treat for you. We have managed to get this up and running.
Oh, wow.
So let's roll the dice and keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully everything going according to plan. It won't blow up the room.
Cool.
one thing in common. They have mirror plates on the front. Now Phil's a poet. He was a romantic, he was a charmer, he was a gentleman. But when Phil was up on the stage, he was doing his thing. He had a way of telling the ladies in the audience that he liked them. So when the lights were shining down on him and his bass guitar, the lights reflecting into those mirrors, he was shining the light into the ladies in the audience that he found attractive.
Oh.
He'd blind them with his bass guitar, and that's how he'd end up backstage with them. Very cheeky was Phil. Only he could get away with that.
This is, I imagine his daughters all grown up now.
They are. They're
Do
working.
they ever come here?
I haven't met them before, but they are working class mummies. They have families of their own. They have jobs. They look after their kids, and they still concentrate their dad all the time. Now Phil's mom, Philomena, she spent her entire life passing on the legacy that her son left behind, telling stories to absolutely anyone. He died of heart failure and septicemia. Too much drugs in my cough. That's what we often say on this tour though as well. Those that burn the brightest, they don't always stay with us the longest. He died in 1986. He was 36 years old. This year, actually, it's 72. He would have been 72 years old, and it's also another anniversary for Phil. 36 years this year, the exact same amount of time he is alive.
Yeah.
He's dead this year.
Wow.
So there was parties all over Dublin. They were called bashes for Philo.
Oh yeah.
Everybody was celebrating Phil's birthday for him.
Right on.
He also left behind him an absolute legacy of music, and a lot of those songs you'll find loaded up into his jukebox right here as well. Now there's one other thing I want to show you in here. You see this desk? This desk is called the Neve VR60. This is analog recording at its finest, and the reason why so many artists choose Temple Lane. The desk was created by a man called Rupert Neve. He worked for NASA, and he dedicated his life to the perfection of sound engineering. He only made a few of these desks. They are incredibly rare. The only other person I know of to have the exact same desk as this one is Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters.
Oh really?
When Sound City were closing up shop, they gave Dave a call, and he was only too happy to take the desk off their hands. So he now sits in his home studio where the Foo Fighters record music off it.
Right on.
And when Dave bought the desk as well, it had sentimental value to him because in 1991 Nirvana recorded their Nevermind album off a desk
of that
the
desk.
exact same. So I would have only used this handful right here.
Wow.
72 different instruments can be plugged into this desk at any one time. So you can just imagine the sounds that it
That's
can
wild.
produce.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
That's wild. That's cool.
Are we happy, campers?
Yes. That was a good. I'm glad I did this.
Me too.
He
And we never really turn on this jukebox, it's only because these are deadly. These are really cool. And you played Whiskey in the Jar for us. I have one more thing to show you. So when you are ready, if you want to follow me into the next room, but if you want to spend as much time as you want with Phil, absolutely take your time. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to
I'll
ask me.
follow you because I gotta get going soon.
Oh, the pics are in.
Yeah. Souvenir shop.
I have, but I have one more story to tell you right here just before we go. Do you see this poster right here? Friday the 8th of April 1994. This is also Destiny working at its finest. This was the time Nirvana were supposed to play in Dublin's RDS Arena. This concert never happened. Kurt Cobain passed away on the 5th of April. Now, when Kurt Cobain died, when the band went their separate ways, Chris Novoselic, the bass player, was heartbroken. Dave Grohl was quoted saying he couldn't be around music, he couldn't listen to music, and he wanted to get as far away from music as possible. Dave said he wanted to go to the ends of the earth. And for him, the ends of the earth was the Ring of Kerry, here in Ireland.
That's where I'm going.
There you
I'm
go.
doing the Ring of Kerry.
He packed up a bag, he rented a van, and he went backpacking down the Ring of Kerry by himself. And one evening when he was driving down the ring, it was pouring rain, and there was a young man standing at the side of the road hitchhiking with his thumb out looking for a lift. Dave decided to pull over the van and give the young man a lift. Now when he got into the car, he took down his hood, he unzipped his jacket, and the t-shirt that he was wearing had a picture of Kurt Cobain on it. No matter how far he went, to the ends of the
Couldn't
earth,
get away from it.
he couldn't escape this thing. Kurt followed him to the middle of nowhere. So when he dropped off that young man to where he needed to go, that's when he said to himself he was going to go home and give music one more try. And he started the Foo Fighters.
And
So-
now he's doing it again with the drummer, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But remember, those that burn the brightest, they don't always stay with us the longest. And I hope, folks, wherever your feet take you, they keep you safe. And I hope they bring you a little bit closer to your destiny as well. And thank you very much for coming on tour with me today. It's been an absolute pleasure.